stop us now. I think we're live. Hello, internet, family, friends, citizens. Second, is this in focus? Is this in focus? You're not in the frame, Andrew.
No.
I'm not here alone today for Self-Care Sunday. Andrew, my roommate, is with us. Happy Self-Care Sunday, everybody. I think if we just come back, but then it's out of focus. Oh boy, this is a precarious situation right now. So we're about to call in some friends from across the sea, but first we're going to welcome some friends in the chat. Hello and welcome, Kate Fairchild, Emir, Hit and Run 127, Angel Grace 96, Shelly Perrin, Alicia Workman, Bridge, Nadia P, oh my G, Rachel Porter Chastain, Cinnamon Cucumber, my favorite vegetable, Casey Smith, hello and welcome, Ophelia C, Alsha Brown, Nate Ryder, hey what up? So great to be with you. Casey Smith says, in the midst of the last performance of the show that has owned my life since September, Casey Smith, congratulations. Let us know what the name of it is. Tiffany says hi. Hello, Tiffany. Tiffany. We say hello to Tiffany. Tiffany says hello to us. And by hello, I mean doesn't leave. Oh my God. Bridge completed a podcast trailer. Podcast I did the trailer for drop today. That's amazing. 1 second. I think I might even have that link to share with everybody. And in fact, it looks like I do. So I'm going to put that in the chat. Oh, dang it. My copy paste seems to be broken. Perhaps it is because I'm doing it wrong, as it normally is. Boom. Amazing. Mofi Adin Irin? I'm so sorry for butchering. If I ever butcher your name, you call me out. You tell me how to pronounce it. 1 second. Let's. I'm gonna give you the phone number for the number is basically crap. There's like a Skype number now, and I don't remember it. And then there's another number that's not useful for people out of the United States. I'm gonna give you the United States number, and if you're international, we will work it out. Just DM me on Twitter. Do that. That works. Whoop.
Have you tried Zoom?
Oh, I don't need another thing in my life. Is it good?
It's been pretty good whenever I've used it.
Okay. But it's like you need a number so people can call.
Well, it gives you that. It gives you like
What?
US international
What?
apps for every platform.
Oh boy.
I was surprised by how good it was and how quick it was to set up.
We'll have to talk about that. In the meantime, everybody check out Tides Podcast by Tides Podcast. It sounds like Bridge edited the trailer, and it's a new sci-fi audio drama. We don't really care for those around here, though, right? LOL. Emmanuel Faltama, welcome. It is great to have you here. First, before we go to the amazing folks that we're going to be talking with on Twitter, on live stream that have messaged me on Twitter. I just wanted to talk to you for a second, Andrew, because you're here in the peak of your health and youth.
Correct.
Andrew's been sick for the last week.
Yeah, 4 days.
I round up. What tips do you have for people that are that can't afford to get sick but get sick anyway? Don't get me sick.
Yes, stay away from the people who are sick. I think that's the number one thing, but you can't always do that. So if you are, show up at your office on Saturday afternoon and bring the sick people burritos. That's the secret.
Nice. Is that what you did?
No, so I went to work yesterday.
Yeah.
And George, who's another one of my coworkers, happened to be there as well. So he told another guy, Carlos, and then Carlos is like, "Oh, by the way, Andrew, I'm coming by with burritos."
Aw.
And so we ended up just like working for the rest of the day there.
Right. Awesome.
Yeah.
I just got it. I'm thinking about messages. I'm sorry. I wasn't really listening by the end, but it sounds like you got some free burritos out of getting sick.
Yes.
That's great. So that's what you do. How to get better when you get sick? Don't milk it for burritos. That's terrible advice. Good thing it's not an advice show. Okay. So Bridge says, "R.I.P. Andrew. Good thing that you got better." Who said that he got better? He's getting better.
I'm at the point now where I can get out of bed, so like that's all that matters.
All right, now get out of here before I get sick.
Yes.
No, if you want to talk to the people, that's why I gave you the headphones. But if you do want to go to bed, you should actually go to bed. I also really don't want to get sick.
Yes, no, I will definitely head out of here. The one thing that Zach tasked me to do was
Oh, Jesus.
to
Oh, God.
was to cough on him and to state that a jiffy is in fact a unit of time. So when he says he'll be there in a jiffy, he means that he will be there in precisely 1/50th of a second,
Right.
or 1/60th of a second, or 1 nanosecond.
Wait, what? Why are there so many different measures of what a jiffy is? And just for context, this is because I was a little bit late from when I said I would be here, which I totally own and is on me, and means I have no integrity, and that's okay, because we can talk about it. This is Self-Care Sunday, so we'll talk about it later. But actually, I'd love to talk about integrity with you if you have it in you, because I'm curious what you would say to these fine people about it and why it's important, and how it can be a form of self-care. I want to know that selfishly. But basically, when there was the chat and it was like 7-Eleven and I was like 11 minutes behind when I said I'd be here, I was like, "Be there in a jiffy," and Andrew's like, "You just lied, brother." I'm like, "What do you mean I lied?" He's like, "Jiffy is a specific unit of measurement that's not just a Doug Eiffelism," and I'm like, "No. What? What is it?" And it's 3 different measurements?
It's arguably even more than that. So
How can that be?
yeah.
There are many flavors of Jiffy, says Emmanuel Valtamo. It's amazing.
Yeah, it all depends on the context. Are you a physics or a quantum mechanics person? Are you an electrical engineer? Are you a computer science
Right.
person?
It looks like there's a pool that happens when I'm late. Son of a man, he looked like a man. If those 5 internet dollars were bitcoins, I'm very sorry. I hear those are important these days. Jiffy sounds like a mix between GIF and JIF. Right. Between Tiffy and people who pronounce GIF as JIF. It's GIF. I know the guy who created it says it's JIF. Wait, what? GIF? JIF?
I say GIF.
I say GIF. Because do you know the website Giphy?
Okay.
Right? It's called Giphy, right?
I don't know. I've never heard someone say it.
But you know the site, right? You use
Yeah.
their API.
I don't use their API, but I do know.
How do
the
you
site.
get GIFs in your apps?
Oh, I just
Because you get GIFs in your apps. I see what you're doing here. Mind games. No. Wow, this is like a very interesting rabbit hole. Doug Eiffelism is my new favorite term. You're welcome. I expect to see it. This is a joke, but it would be so funny if that ended up in Urban Dictionary. Before you go, why is integrity important for self-care?
So, everything has kind of a certain natural rhythm to it, or like physically you have a circadian rhythm. So I think integrity, just in terms of specifically time.
Right. Can you define integrity?
Sure, it's pretty much doing what you say you're going to do.
So it's not morality.
No.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. It's just like, I'm going to do X. and then you do X.
What happens if you're late to do X?
Then
Do you just default have no integrity? Is there a way that you can have integrity and not hit a deadline?
you can
How?
like tell whoever is affected,
Huh.
hey, I'm going to miss X
When do you do that?
as soon as you know.
Okay. So if I tell the truth that, like, by the end of the month I won't finish a video game that I promised by the beginning of the month, and I just, like, tell everybody that I told that it would be done by the end of the month, then what?
Then you just then like you tell it's like then either new actions will come up where the people that you tell will say, okay, cool, don't worry,
Right?
and just push the deadline, or they'll be like, hey, what do you need, and then they can step up and help you, and so you can still fulfill on those deadlines.
Right. And why is this important for self-care?
Because ultimately it's about being truthful with what you can or can't do, and it gives in terms of working with people, it gives them an opportunity to support you when you don't have the bandwidth to take on all of the to fulfill on all the commitments that you have.
Right.
And in terms of your own personal well-being, it's just so much less stress because you're not worrying about people's reactions because you're managing their expectations the entire time.
Right. Cool. We should talk more about this sometime.
Sure.
Go put in your other integrity. Go put in your sleep integrity and
Yes.
your other things. Feel better. I love you.
Bye.
Isn't he the best? Around. One day I will learn the words to that song and not just do other things with sound effects to pretend that I know the words. So for those of you who need the phone number, I realize it's in the description of the video, in the description, and also in the chat. People have been copying and pasting. But now, let's go to the phones. 1 second. Okay, now. Let's see if this works. Indeed, it looks like it does. Aw, Tiffy's in the Google Hangout window that we're about to switch to. And it's very cute. Hey! Hello?
Hello?
1 second. I think I know what's going on. I can't hear you for settings reasons.
Okay.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Great. I'm not sure that the chat can hear you either. So one moment. Let's technical difficulties part 1. Okie dokie. Can you say anything?
Hello?
Yes. Okay, so I hear you, but now you're very quiet for the chat, I think is what it is. 1 moment, please. And then I'll just ask you to, like, talk normally. Can you say anything again?
Hi.
Okay, I gotta really boost that. 100%. And one more time.
Like a mouse on Christmas. Is that how somebody's describing my voice? That's so charming.
No, not at all. It's probably
Oh, I love it though.
the last guest microphone was probably just way higher, so I had to pump it down a lot on this end.
Cool.
There you go. Oh wow! And then maybe you got closer to the mic because now it's really hot. 1 second. Now I'm too quiet, and that should be fine. Woo! All right. Amazing. Would you take a moment to introduce yourself? Who are you? Where are you?
Of course.
And what inspired you to call in today?
Yeah. So I'm Zoe. I'm on the Self Care Weekly chat, and I'm calling from Edinburgh, Scotland. So super
What?
far away. It's super late. But I thought I'd drop by and have a chat.
That's so amazing. Oh
Yeah.
man, that's so great.
Thank you for having me, by the way.
My pleasure. Really, really an honor. And you had something specific that you wanted to make
Yeah,
sure that everybody knew about, and I thought sounded awesome. So why don't we start with that?
yeah, totes. I'll just get right into it. So
Amazing.
basically, I'm also, excuse me if I'm speaking way too quickly. I'm the creative director of a small theatre company here in Edinburgh called Candle Wasters, and we
One more
opened
time.
up.
Can you say the name?
Oh,
So you're the
yeah,
creative director of a
yep,
theater group in Edinburgh called
yep, Candle Wasters,
Cattle Oysters,
Candle Wasters, like
Candle Oysters,
wasters.
Wasters.
Yeah, it's a
I don't know where I got
Shakespearean
oysters from.
insult. Fun fact.
It's a Shakespearean insult. I love that.
Yeah,
So while you're biting your thumb, you
yeah.
candle
You can shout the
wasters.
name of our company at people, and yeah.
Candle wasters. Is it because people who waste candles are just bad people?
It's to do with apparently scholars who you're burning the candle at both ends,
Huh.
and you're overexerting yourself.
Oh my God. I resemble
Like
that
mood,
remark
right? I totally
sometimes.
relate.
Oh geez. Wow, candle wasters. That's kind
Yeah,
of grim, but also really accurate and kind
yeah.
of deliciously on point.
Mm.
Um, well, so that's horrifying for mortal reasons, but really fun for comedy reasons. Tell us more
Yeah.
about it.
So we're a company. I think we have about 20 people in our company, and we are all about brand new writing and brand new creators. And I just wanted to share with the group that we've opened up our submission window for brand new writing uh, on Friday past. And this is basically just a call for writing to be sent to us to like get it up on stage. The way that it works is that we pick 6 scripts out of all of our submissions and we put them on live one night only in a very, very cold renovated church in the heart of Scotland for the viewing public.
Oh
And
my
you can get your work
gosh.
done on stage. And it's super fun.
That sounds incredible.
Yeah.
How did this get started, and
Oh
how
god.
did you get to be where you are in the company?
It's been on the go, I think, since like the 90s. It's been a while. But it kind of got a revamp a couple years ago. And I wrote for them for a year and a half. So I like wrote and was just super lucky that they liked my work enough to put it on stage. And then the
That's
creative director
amazing.
from last year graduated and was like, "Do you want my job?" And gave me her job. So that's kind of how I got
Wow.
involved in the admin side of it. But everything else has just been looking for that doorway into the creative side of, theater, which is such a difficult thing to get into.
Right.
So now I get to be the one who opens that door for others, which is it's lovely.
You get to be a regular Jeffrey Tennant.
I don't know who that is, but I hope
It's
that's a good role model.
oh yeah, I'm pretty sure. Let me just Google to make sure I'm referencing the right thing. Jeffrey Tennant, TV show. There's this amazing TV show called Slings and Arrows. Um,
Cool.
and
More Shakespearean references.
yes, it is phenomenal. It may be the best TV show I've ever seen. Gabrielle and Sarah put me onto it, and I love it so much. It's a Canadian TV show that everybody should see.
Awesome.
And he plays a creative director that may or may not be crazy, and it's pretty great.
Relatable.
One moment. Sorry, I just have a phone call coming in on my cell phone.
Don't worry.
Hello? Oh, interesting. Somebody's calling in on the yeah. That I need this to go to voicemail. Sorry, Patrick. We'll follow up with you. Um, yeah, yep. I see what's happening. It's Google Voice. It's like, why don't I know this number? This might be like, I have a jury duty call tomorrow. I'm like, this might be the courts. It's not the courts. It's somebody calling in. Talk to you soon. Sorry, Zoe. You were saying.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. I just put in the chat. Do you want me to post a link to our Facebook
Yes.
page that has like
I
all
was
the
gonna
information
say.
you need?
I
Yeah.
was gonna say, at the very least, DM me all the links, and I'll put it in the description below. And if you're
Awesome, yeah.
watching this later and not live, welcome. It's great to have you here as well. Definitely like leave some love in the chat and in the comments, I guess. But yeah, so yeah, I would say if you want to copy and paste it in the chat, I think you may not be able to. There's been some weirdness about who can copy and paste links, just because YouTube has rules apparently.
Okay.
So we'll figure
Good
that
to
out.
know.
But yeah, Um, if you send them to
Oh
me, I will
yeah,
make
I
sure they're
can.
there. Yeah.
I'll DM you them.
Yeah.
It's
Great.
chill. Awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah. So
And
basically, you can write about what literally whatever you want. We are the most open forum, so give us what you got, and we'll have a read.
that's so cool. So anybody who wants to be a staged playwright, just
Yeah,
saying,
yeah,
just
get on it.
saying.
It's super fun.
Wh-
It's my medium of choice, and it's just awesome to properly see like what you write become a physical thing with
oh,
lights and
that's incredible.
oh,
I just
it's
wanted
a
to
gem.
say, what advice do you have to anybody who's like, in their heart they know that this is for them, but in their head they
Oh,
think that they may not be good enough?
oh well,
What should they
I've
focus
been
on?
there, and I'm still there in my life, but 100%
Yeah,
just
me
do it.
too.
It's the best. That's such corny and like really obvious advice. Um,
I mean,
but
it's
you,
everything Shia LaBeouf ever said is true. Just
yeah,
do
yeah,
it. Don't let
just
your
do it.
playwright dreams be playwright dreams.
Definitely. Um, oh, if it makes anybody feel more comfortable, they can submit anonymously. They don't have to submit with their actual name, if that helps.
Wow, that's
We get a lot of
awesome.
that kind of thing. We are just looking for story, really, so it's all show. I'd say definitely just take the opportunities where you can and make the most of them. And like, I think if you have the kind of motivation in your heart to do it, then that's always going to override the head eventually. So you may as well just embrace it
Yeah,
and just
surrender.
kick ass and just
Surrender
do
to
your
being an
thing.
artist.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't fight it forever. I love
Nope.
that. It sounds like Alsha Brown volunteered to sponsor a drama club for her students, or your students,
Oh,
or their
awesome.
students, and middle school kids. And I know next to nothing about theater. Any advice, resources you can give her? Them?
Ooh.
Sorry for gender pronouns. I actually don't know your pronouns, Alsha, and I try to do neutral just for safety and clarity and time saving purposes because we unfortunately don't have time to talk to every single person every time as much as I wish that were so. Maybe we will. Maybe we should do like a 48-hour like live stream extravaganza
That'd be cool.
complete with nap breaks.
Oh my god, I'd
All
totally be
live.
down for a self-care Sunday fam nap break.
That
That'd
sounds
be awesome.
amazing.
It's like a sleepover. Um, I think. Oh yeah, advice for resources for. Oh gosh, I think it depends what you're looking for. The National Theatre have amazing videos on YouTube about the conventions of a lot of well-known theatre work and artists through theatre history, which is really really great. And I think the best thing you can do is engage with the people. Like a lot of great art that I've made comes from devising, so that would probably be my first port of call. Would be
Mm,
to try that out. Aside from stage managing kind of stuff, I don't really know because my background is in writing more than anything, and I'm still learning how to like direct people.
hmm.
So probably not the best to talk to in terms of that kind of thing.
What do you think is the best thing
Um,
that you've learned about directing from the best director
oh,
teacher
the
that
best thing
you've
I've learned.
talked to? Yes.
Mm. Collaboration is key and amazing, and it's kind of getting over that worry of sharing your idea or interpretation about a piece of work.
What do you feel like you've learned to give something up in order for collaboration to become possible?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like I kind of got that a lot from the writing side of things because the way that works is that you don't necessarily have a lot of control over your baby script after you send it out to the wide world.
Hmm.
Um, and it is actually quite refreshing to just kind of let and let other people and their creativity make what you've done into something even cooler, and it kind of allows everybody to have their own input.
Right.
And I think you can come up and come out with so many awesome things that you didn't even think were possible in the first place.
Oh, that's so
And you're
great.
just like, oh yes, people are awesome and ideas are awesome too.
So awesome. Well, thank you so much for stopping by Self Care Sunday. It's so great to talk to somebody
Yeah, well, not
from
a problem.
so far away. It's like so crazy to me that
I
you're
know.
like kicking butt, taking names, knocking people alive in Edinburgh, and
Yep.
we're just here in Brooklyn,
Yeah,
being cold.
definitely. Oh, it's -5 today. Oh
Okay, you
gosh.
win. I actually don't know what that is in Fahrenheit.
I heard there's snow in New York though, which is incredible.
There was last night, and it's
Oh,
obviously
that's so
hasn't
gorgeous.
melted quite yet. I got some good photos. I'm like slowly putting my faves up on the interwebs.
That's so cool. Send it our way. That'd
I'll
be
have some time tomorrow while I'm waiting in jury duty. No, wait, I won't because they make you check your phone now. Can you
what?
imagine? Yeah, I'm like reading this like legal summons and they're like, so just make sure to not bring any electronics, including a cell phone. And I'm like, are you kidding me? It is 2017. I am
What?
my cell phone.
Gosh.
I don't actually
Well,
believe
that's
that,
crazy.
but I do think that it's like totally unreasonable that they're like, don't bring a phone. It's like, well,
What do you think you're gonna do? Just
right.
like
And
work
they
it
have a
out in
check.
court?
They like their solution is they have a checkbox,
Tweet? Live
like
tweet?
like
I don't
a
know.
jacket, like but like just you get a number for your phone, and then you give the number back, and they give you your phone back.
Mm.
It's like crazy. It ends up taking like 2 hours to leave because you got to get your. Anyway,
Jeez.
I'm not bitter.
Tells what
Democracy
you
at
really
work.
think.
Yeah.
Tells what you really think,
Yeah,
Zach.
I know, right? Awesome. Well, so great to have you here. And
Not a problem.
yeah, please like keep me updated. Like, especially if you want to come back. Like, I don't know if there's like closer to the deadline. I forget when you said people have to
Oh
send stuff
yeah.
in by.
Yeah, the deadline, the submission window closes at January the 10th, so you have tons of time.
Cool. So yeah, if you want to come back on
Yeah.
in the new year, I don't know what weekends look like in January, but yeah.
And there's 3 shows a year, so you'll after this one you'll have one more chance if you want to.
Um,
So
is there a way that if people submit things, they can hashtag Self Care Sunday in the email, and then maybe if
that'd
people in
be
your
so
company would
cool. I'd love that.
want to present it in live stream on Sunday, like do like one of them or something? I don't know. I'm just making it
Oh,
up.
that'd be cool.
Whatever.
We can
Yeah, we can
have a
DM.
think.
We can coordinate.
Yeah,
Whatever you
we'll
think
figure
would
it
be
out.
fun. Yeah. This is all about
That'd be so
whatever
cool.
is fun. So awesome.
Definitely. Oh, and don't worry about. Sorry, I don't want to take up too much time, but
That's
don't worry
okay.
about being international because we have the means to record the show, so we can send you like
That's so
rehearsal and
sick.
production and tech photos, and we can send you a video, and so that's all good. You don't have
They
to take
can make
the
all your
however
dreams
long
come true.
flight.
That's
Yeah,
so
that's what we
sweet.
do at Candle Wasters. We just make dreams happen.
And waste candles, but that's for
And waste
art,
candles,
for
yeah.
good.
Yeah, it's art. It counts.
Awesome. Well, such a pleasure to have you on, and yeah, talk to you soon.
Not a problem.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Peace out. I love that you've just been looking at Tiffy this whole time.
Bye.
Yeah.
I know.
That's amazing. So cool. Oh, people are amazing. So yeah, definitely aspiring writers. I don't know, people who did Rise Scribe Ember. Just saying, pretty cool. All right. Great. Next, we have Maya Zulf will be joining, who was the winner of last year's Creative Kickstart. I think it was like my 1,000 subscriber giveaway, 2,000 subscriber giveaway for like it was basically like the biggest giveaway that I had done to date, and that was super cool. Yeah, it's been a while since Maya shared stuff online, and I got a message from Maya a little bit ago, and here we are. Yeah, earlier this week was like, I'd love to say hi to the community. I'm like, sounds good. So yeah, calling in from Australia, I believe. Anyway, while we wait for Maya, I can tell you a little bit about why this episode is called TBD. TBD. To be determined. Totally bonkers decisions. Tell Bill don't. TBD is a new something or other that I am working on. I have a bunch of things that I'm planning for the new year, including a total rehaul of my Patreon, of my oh, hi Frank Stacks. You don't like my headphones? And I look mentally weak. Oh, that's interesting. I was always diagnosed ADD, so maybe that's what you're seeing. But I think that's one of my favorite parts about me. Yeah, just being different. But yeah, so like I was saying, I have a bunch of things that I will be launching in the new year. And one of those things is sort of rethinking my Patreon. Andrew and I have been talking a lot. I've been talking a lot with Gabrielle. I've been talking a lot with uh, uh, many of my creative friends. Rebecca Seidel, who did the behind the scenes on the Change of Mind special. I, I've been talking with many people very close to my heart about what I should be focused on next year and what I should be doing. And I think that I'm going to be bringing back more regular podcasting and audio logs, which I'm really, really excited about. And sort of like live streaming more for patrons, taking away some of the tiers and levels and just making it more about the community. And TBD is probably going to be like a weekly-ish without like a really firm fixed thing, just sort of like a feed that was what Focused as you know what Focused as Fuck was like, which that feed is going to be repurposed for a more serious, maybe not serious, but a more like sort of ambitious show. Anywho, I got a lot of stuff in the hopper that I've been thinking about. Ooh, Gene M. Hodges, welcome, bonjour, finishing up last essay of the semester. That's awesome. Good luck. What's it about? Interesting. So yeah, anyway, so I'm in this space of like, I have a lot of different projects going on. I don't want to use the Focused AF feed for something that's like informal because I'm trying to do something more formal and focused with it. And so what people know Focused AF with will go on tbd.show. Mitzrayim asking, does anyone know how to tell if you have depression or not? I don't think that is something that, from a clinical standpoint, we as individuals without a medical background can say. So I recommend professional help. I'm not a mental health care professional by any stretch of the imagination. I'm a human that has dealt with my own fair share of mental illnesses. And as any human with a mind, I have mental health and can speak about it from my personal experience. And I think that in a qualitative sense, I've definitely experienced depression before. I don't know if it was clinical depression, and I was never formally diagnosed with that. But I highly recommend talking to somebody that you trust that has a medical degree in psychology, psychiatry. There are other licensed individuals, like there's social workers that have the ability to practice therapy, and there's just a lot of awesome resources. Oh, whoops. Sorry, I was waiting for Maya, and looks like I got logged out of the call. So here's Maya. But yes, Mitzrayim, I think other people might have some more useful things to say than what I just said. But please do let us know if that was useful and if anybody else's advice or thoughts are useful. Hello, Maya? Oh boy. Sorry. I'm there. I'm here now. I'm here now. Cool. So yeah, TBD is probably going to be where you're going to find stuff, and there'll be more about that. There's nothing to see right now but tbd.show. I got it for $6. I couldn't say no. Oh boy, it's Ryan. It's like really moving to me that you feel open sharing about this, and I appreciate you being honest. And if you're in the United States, I implore you to call the suicide hotline to take advantage of those resources. And yeah. Hi there. Hello. Shelley Perrin. TBD stands for to be determined. And the purpose of calling to be determined the show that I'm contemplating is for exactly that. In a way that I want to make Focused AF an actually focused series. To be determined will be sort of the feed that I go to when I'm not doing something focused. Just sort of a venting place for that. Venting. Oh man, Mitzrayim, my heart really goes out to you. And I just really appreciate you sharing with us. And I've had Andrew come on in the past and talk about this. He's dealt with suicidal ideation, and yeah. I just really admire your hello, Laura, or Maya. Hello. I'm not hearing you. If your mic is, you might want to change the settings. DM with me on Twitter if you have any problems connecting. And my heart really goes out to you, Mitzrayim, with the insurance issue. I haven't had my ADD medication for the challenges of, my, what's the word? Where something is catastrophic, my catastrophic plan. Hey there, Maya. We can try Skype. I'm in the call here. I'm not sure why this isn't working. Ooh. Okay. Oh, sorry. Oh boy, sorry everybody. Oh, it's so loud. It's so loud for me too. Oh, wait, don't say anything. It's really loud. Sorry, 1 second. I think it's working though, which is great news, but give it two seconds. I just think I deafened everybody. Sorry. Okay, Maya, you're on.
Hello.
Amazing. Okay. But 1 second. Let me actually change the app settings, because you're coming through the speakers and you should be coming through my headphones. Raise your hand if you hate the new Skype.
You can't see, but my hand is raised.
Oh yeah, I know. It's so bad, right?
It's horrible.
Why
and they
did
keep
do
pushing it
this?
as well. It's like, do you want to update to the new Skype? No, I don't. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
I know.
horrible.
I just how could it get any worse? So first, I don't want to put you on the spot, and I would love to just get any thoughts you have. Mitzrayim is writing in with their experience right now of suicidal ideation and anxiety and depression, and I may have just added anxiety, and it sounds like they're wondering if this is something they're dealing with, and yeah, I just basically put in my 2 cents of speaking with a professional, and it sounds like insurance is an issue, but yeah, I guess I just wanted to make sure that we didn't jump into something without sort of talking about this.
Yeah. Well, it's not my place at all because I'm not a professional. If you can't see a professional because of your country's bizarre healthcare, the best thing that I found, if you can't tell if you're depressed or not, have a shower, like self-care, tidy yourself up, have a meal, have like a shower, have do something, and if you still feel like garbage, then it might be a mental thing rather than just a physical thing. But I find the best method for identification and helping is self-care, so kind of making sure that you're up and dressed and washed and all and fed and all that jazz.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Thanks for saying all that. And ooh, fudge. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, sorry. Oh boy. Oh, it's so loud. Oh, why is the ringing so loud? Hey, sorry about that.
It's okay.
Okay.
I think it might actually be me. My internet's been
No,
horrible
that was
the last couple of days.
that was distinctly me. I think I just pressed the hang up button because I thought I was actually hanging up Google Hangouts, but it was just Skype being sneaky and creeping in front of the window.
Yeah.
So let's start with this. Who are you? Where are you? And I guess what brings you to calling in today?
Well, my name is Maya, or at least that's my YouTube name. And I am from Australia. I'm a YouTuber in the biggest inverted commas because I upload nothing.
That's not entirely true.
I upload assignments. But the biggest reason why I wanted to call in is 2 reasons. One, because I wanted to kind of say that I haven't given up on the whole YouTube thing. I still want to do it. I am still working on it.
Great.
But I also kind of wanted to talk about how life can affect your creative process. Because if you remember, like in December, I was like super hyped and ready to create, and for pretty much the whole of January, that was the thing. I scripted and recorded a video that was
I remember.
super like no, it was a different video. It was the Shaun of the Dead. It's a different video to the Shaun of the Dead one. And it was super cool, and I was super excited to get to it. And then things happened, and then because Australia is 12 behind on everything, so we were turns out we were 12 months behind on the whole 2016 horror show. And or at least I was, and the a lot of kind of stuff happened all at once, and then I completely lost. Before I knew it, it was July, I think, and I'd done nothing. I had no motivation, and in July I kind of tried again to kick my ass into gear, and I started editing the video, which I've edited about 3 minutes of it. It's a 5-minute video. It's a lot more kind of visually different to how the original one was. But then again, stuff happened, and I fell off the train again. And the video is probably going to end up being scrapped. But it's half done. I was thinking maybe just as like a fun thing, I could put like the unlisted, half-edited version like in the comments.
Yeah.
Just for funsies.
If you send me the link, I'll do it. No pressure.
Yeah. But I kind of wanted to, like, kind of recently I had this whole thing of just, like, I never realized how you can completely kind of shut down because of the things that are happening in your life, and kind of, like, how your life can go from, like, oh, it's February, it's fine, to then all of a sudden, oh, my God, it's July, oh, my God, it's December, where did time go, what am I doing?
Tell me about it. Yeah. I wonder what you feel you learned, or I guess, do you have any anything that if you could go back in time and say something to yourself at any point along the road, and
at any point along the
feel free to
road,
pick multiple, whether it was back in February or back in July or last week or this morning.
I would go right the way back to, I think, what I've forgotten what month comes before September. That's
wow, August.
August. I'd go right back to August in 2016.
I have a calendar over there so I can cheat.
I have a calendar over there as well, which is actually stuck in July, which is a metaphor.
Wait, mine's stuck in something too. Mine is stuck in October. I think I stopped checking things off after September. Tells you a lot.
But I would go right back to August and say, don't accept that date.
Oh no, what happened? Oh God.
No, it's fine. Nothing terrible happened.
Okay.
Just as a basically, I got into a relationship in 2016, and it was fine, but then it devolved quite badly.
I'm really sorry to hear that.
No, it's not. It's not anyone's fault, well, except for, it's not anyone's fault that it happened. It's just kind of like the main. How oversharey can we get on Self-Care Sunday? I
mean, I don't know. Like, we're figuring this out together. I'm like, I feel like I don't know. If you think it's gonna get us arrested, don't say it.
No. Whatever you're thinking happened, it's nowhere near that bad.
Okay, great. Because I'm worried. My
nowhere
mind goes
nowhere
to
near that bad. So anything that anyone is thinking about that they think happened, it probably didn't happen. All that happened was I went through a relationship with someone who did turn out to be kind of a toxic individual. Not like majorly bad, just kind of not a very nice person.
Okay.
And I ended that relationship within a week I lost a family pet.
Oh.
Which kind of kicked off the whole kind of like crap crusade, let's call it. So it was the day before Valentine's Day.
Oh boy.
Yeah, great day to choose. And then kind of that happened, and then I kind of fell into the whole, like, I fell off the train, essentially. And then I started college, which kind of takes up a lot more time than you think it's gonna.
Uh-huh.
And then the person and I was like, well, try doing the staying friends thing, which didn't work. It might work for some people. It didn't work for us. And that kind of situation actually didn't resolve itself until I think 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Huh.
But kind of stuff happened. Yeah, everything's fine now. Nothing terrible happened. It was just two people who weren't good for each other in a relationship, and then they came out of that relationship. So nothing terrible happened. It was just kind of a bad time, and it's kind of like with hindsight, it's like, why did I even try and date that person? It didn't work. It wouldn't have worked.
Right.
Kind of thing. So nothing terrible happened. I don't want to give anyone the idea of that. It was just kind of a bad relationship that went bad.
Right.
It went out to pasture.
Do you feel like you learned something from?
I did. I really did learn something. I really did learn a lot about relationships and kind of how consuming they can be, like time consuming.
Yeah.
I hate to make it sound that way, but relationships can be very time consuming.
Oh, yeah.
And that's kind of something that I never really dealt with and I never really realized it. A lot of things, and that's basically the main message. Things are time consuming, and I was never very good at time management. I've gotten leagues better over the last year. So I guess the main thing that I've taken away from this year is I've gotten good at time management.
Well, so one, I feel like I started out the year in a funny, like, I think I got maybe luckier with the person because they were lovely for reasons, and then we were incompatible for other reasons. And they, when I asked them why they weren't interested in continuing to date, their answer was because I'm too earnest, basically, which I loved. I was like, that's the best reason to break up with me ever. Get out, like, while you still can, because I'm only going to get more earnest. It's like, there's a little bit of like, what do you mean by earnest? Because I never have used that word to describe myself. And it came down to when I feel things, I feel them 100%, and it can be exhausting. And I'm like, wow, I totally don't want to be exhausting to anybody, like, especially that I'm dating. So, like, good on you for, like, voicing that need. So, like, different circumstance entirely.
Yeah.
But, like, I feel you on the discovering incompatibility, and I was spending a lot of time with this person, and, like, sort of driving that we spent more time together. And then I think I had a healthy response to us maybe not spending as much time together by signing up for a marathon and for races and for improv theater, both of which she thought was gross, which honestly I should have probably paid attention to, that she didn't like any of the things that I was really loving at the time.
Yeah.
But I think I learned a healthy lesson that was like, I can have a separate life from my partner, and that was really great. Even though it didn't work out, I like, there's this guy who talks on a podcast about dating and relationships and stuff that I can't recommend to anybody under 18 because it's a lot about sex. And I will not contribute to the delinquency of a minor. But this stuff my dad used to say to me growing up.
Yeah.
But what was it called? Dan Savage's Savage Lovecast. He says very wisely, I think, that most relationships end, and that doesn't mean it was a bad relationship or a wrong relationship, because fewer will last forever than ones that, you know what I mean? Like, statistically, most of them will end earlier rather than go forever.
Yeah, and
that's part of it, and that's okay and healthy.
That is very true. Also, I think I learned that it's very important to, at some points, just say, you know, I don't want to hang out with you today.
Right. And have boundaries.
Yeah, that was something that's very important, because, like, for a very long period of time, it was, I would get up, talk to him, like, as I was getting ready for school, because it was a long-distance thing, which was another great idea on my part.
Right.
So I would talk to him kind of as I was getting ready for school, then I would go to school, and we'd be, like, talking when I was on the train or whatever, and then I would get to school, I would do school, I would come home, and then I would get on video chat or just call him. And it was kind of, there was no point where I wasn't either talking to him or at school. And that was perfectly fine for him. He like that because from his point of view, because of the whole time zone thing, he was oftentimes awake when I was asleep. So from his point of view, it was he was getting like not that much time, but from my point of view, it was like I'm like spending so much time, and it was kind of I never really tried to say like you know I don't want to hang out today, I don't want to call today, I just want to like sit down and I don't know watch like Mr. Robot or something without having to keep up conversation.
Yeah, that's totally valid.
Yeah, so time management and sometimes don't say no to hanging out with people. That's the two major lessons. In regards to good things that did happen, I have had a real boost to my creativity because of the fact that I was studying film.
That sounds awesome.
And
at school,
yeah,
like in
yeah,
your college, they have
yeah,
film
in college
classes. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was a diploma in screen and TV, which basically it was split into two parts. It was the broadcast side and the drama side, and they would teach us like script writing and whatnot, and how to film drama. And then on other days, they would show us how to film like live broadcasts.
Wow.
And anyone who might have somehow stumbled across my channel will know that I put a trailer up for a short film that is available on a different channel that I'm actually in. So if you want to see the mysterious Maya Zolf's face, Google Gronkfest 2016 breathing room, and you'll be able to see what I look like. But that actually won Best Picture at this weird little film festival that we did. And I have another short film that's in post-production at the moment. Warning, both of them are quite heavy. So I've got a horror film that's out and another film that is coming out that would be very heavy. I'll probably, when it's up, I'll make like a video talking about what's actually in it so that people know what's in it when they watch it or before they watch it.
When you say Gronkfest?
Gronkfest. Gronk. Got
it. Because I searched for Gronkfest and that did not
Gronk.
Look like
It was a film festival where we had, I think it was just over 36 hours to write, produce, film, and edit a film that fit within certain parameters. And I love this. This is my favorite thing. Gronk actually is Australian slang meaning moron.
Huh.
Which I think is hilarious because you would have to be stupid to try that.
That's amazing. Gronkfest.
Yeah. And there are lots of other really good films on the channel as well.
You'll have to DM me a link because I'm only getting football players and I don't understand.
I will, don't worry.
Okay, great.
But yeah, I guess, and that's really helped with time management. Like, I know how sound works now. I don't have that thing where you plug in your headphones and it sounds fine, but then you take it out and it sounds like muffled, like I'm speaking through a wall. I can fix that now. Like, I've learned so much from this course, and it's kind of really gotten me hyped. And now that I've finished the course and I've got a lot more free time, I'm basically ready and raring to go to get this channel like properly started and talk about things. And I actually have a video coming out, if not Christmas or Boxing Day for you guys, but Christmas for me, then probably earlier than that, which should be fun. I'm filming that this week, but
this is so cool. I'm so excited to hear that you're like back in the game and fiercer than ever.
Yeah, back in the game and ready to fight. I am going. But yeah, I don't know.
Well, it sounds like maybe not even fighting necessary. It sounds like you got playmates now in a way that maybe before you were more on your own.
Yeah, it's really good having like I've made some really great friends over the last couple of months that have just been like so helpful and so great. Like it's one thing to write a script and then send it to someone who's like, I have a friend, and my favorite thing is people who you're friends with will say that what you're writing is good. People who you're best friends with will tear it to shreds.
Yeah.
Which is so useful. Like, I have one friend in particular who genuinely, I'll send my, like, the original script for the 5-minute video was closer to about 10 minutes, and he helped me shorten it down and, like,
Wow.
really make it so that the points I make are concise. Like, a lot of the fluff and silly rambles that didn't really go anywhere.
Give him a high five from me.
Yeah,
to say
I will.
Good work. That's
I will.
hard
I
to
will.
cut something in half.
It is. It is very difficult, but it's very useful to have people like that. So if you ever find someone who is willing to tear your work to shreds, but not be a completely horrible person about it, don't let them go. Just like ask them for help whenever you can. Help them if they need it. Just know that your friends are probably going to be more thankful if you see something that's terrible and then tell them it's terrible, rather than if you say, "Oh no, it's fine." Like, fine is fine, but like, good is better.
Well, it is great to talk to you again, and
It's great
for
as well.
anybody who has no idea what Creative Kickstart was. It was basically we talked every week for December while you basically worked on a couple videos, and one video in particular. It was a giveaway from my YouTube channel, and you know what's funny about that I don't think I connected until just now? Since leaving the startup that I was at, one of the things that I've been like thinking about is how to, like, I don't know, the different ways that I can make a living. And as of yesterday, I had, and like really for the last 2 months with another client, I'm just thinking now, like, I basically have gotten to make off of that experience, like, that kind of work, one of the things I do, like, to like make my life work.
Well, you're very good at it.
I really
can
appreciate
vouch.
that. It was so fun and such an honor to work with you. And I guess what I'm saying is thank you for giving me the opportunity to work with somebody who is as passionate as you are and as hardworking as you are. At the beginning of this year, I don't think I would have had the same year without it. And literally this morning got off the phone with one of my best friends who hired me to work with him in his public speaking. He just got a job at Airbnb, and is going to be like their accessibility person, and just has a big vision.
That's so awesome.
It's like the coolest job I've ever had, getting to help my friend get better at being his best self.
Yeah.
When he's already flipping amazing, and like, yeah, and it's like the work that we did that was like version 1 of what I get to do with him. So thank you.
Yeah, well, I need to turn that around and say thank you, because I genuinely don't think that if it wasn't for the Creativity Kickstarter, I genuinely wouldn't have been as passionate about getting started. And a lot of the advice that you gave me during the Creativity Kickstart, I've used and given to other people, like failing up. You told me that, I think, during like the 3rd or 4th session, I think. And it is genuinely one of the best pieces of advice I have ever been given. Just because it is so easy to think like, oh, I didn't do the exact thing I wanted to do, therefore you have like negative connotations towards what you did manage to do. But because of that whole like, and it's such an obvious idea as well, but like, it makes so much sense. Just like, yeah, I didn't get this whole thing done, but I got halfway, and that's better than not doing it. And kind of having that is a way better motivator than just being like, oh, I didn't do this thing. And then you just go and mope about it for like 3 hours.
Or 3 months, like I have.
Or 3 months. Or 3 months. But genuinely, it's a great piece of advice that has helped a lot. And I encourage anyone else to follow the advice of failing up and just thinking like, okay, I didn't do the thing, but I did more than I have ever done before. So in a way, I succeeded.
Oh my God. Crack.
Like, literally, the video that is going to end up being scrapped because of technical reasons, not because the video is bad, but because of technical reasons. was genuinely a moment of me failing up. It was genuine. I wanted to make a video talking about a musical, which is Dear Evan Hansen, which is a brilliant musical. If you haven't heard it, go listen to it. But it's I wanted to make a video talking about why it's important and why it's important for people to watch it, and why the characters are important, and how it's a lot deeper than a lot of people give it credit for. Because I remember at the Tonys, people, when it won Best Musical, people were saying, "Oh, it's just a shallow story written by white people to make like white people in inverted commas, and like it's just won because it dares to tackle a sensitive issue, but it's really not. It has a lot of layers, and I wanted to kind of point those out. And then I ended up making I think it was like 40-minute long thing, and wow. I was just like, okay, I need to pick maybe one of these things, and I ended up just writing the full 10-minute video, and it's just about this one character's costumes and how they change, which is probably the most boring thing, but I find it so interesting, like how costumes reflect things. And it's just like a 5-minute long video just of me talking about this one character who, for a majority of the thing, just wears like a grey hoodie and completely overthinking how, like, you'll even see the slogan for my channel essentially is like overthink everything, and it's kind of in that sense.
That's a great slogan.
So and it's just like kind of I was pissed at myself for not staying on topic and getting the video done in a concise way, but I was like, well, I have this great idea of talking about costume design, which is something that so little people talk about. Is like set and costume design, which is one of the most important things. Like the way a character dresses is insanely, it's always deliberate most of the time.
Relevant. Yeah, especially if you look at animation, like, and they've literally fabricate, like, you know, just like every pixel is an intentional choice.
Yeah, literally. The best example I can think of, like, at the moment that's very simple is like Baby Driver. If you ever, if anyone's, yes, Baby Driver. Like the character Baby wears a white shirt at the beginning, and then it gets steadily more like colored and darker as the film goes on, because his situation is a lot darker and dirtier, and he has to get involved with the stuff that he kind of kept a distance from. And like Edgar Wright didn't have to do that, because people don't look for that. People don't look for that stuff. They don't like.
But you feel it when you're watching.
Yeah, you do. Your brain associates colors with things, and oh god, people are probably so bored. I can't see the chat, but
no, but, people are like people are loving this. So much thought into costume design, says Emir. Here's the thing: costume design is actually super duper important. Bridge. Zoe R. I'm so down for a YouTube channel that's about theater theories.
It's not just about theater. I kind of, if I may plug myself a little bit.
Go right ahead.
So the plan for Myazov, the YouTube channel, I'm saying it out loud now, so it's going to be a thing in front of the people. So I have to do it now. Is that Myazov is a channel where I talk about media. Film, TV, podcasts, radio, books, musicals, video games, anything. I talk about basically whatever's interested me at that particular point. So anything that I've been thinking about regarding film. So I have things like, I have the thing where I talk about a character's costume in a musical. I have a video, I'm planning on making a series called Podcast Pusher, where I just talk about different podcasts that I like and stuff. And I also want to talk about things like musical scores, how songs fit themes into everything, like more than just lyrics, like the way they're written and composed. I even have a few videos talking about tabletop RPGs. Down the pipeline. Like, this is probably the silliest thing that only interests me, but I want to make a video that talks about the history of one particular creature in Dungeons and Dragons called owl bears, which are creatures with the head of an owl and the body of a bear. And I want to talk about like the history of them from edition to edition, and how they change and where they came from and how they got made up.
Wow.
And I want to kind of research that, and it's silly, but it's what I want to do. And I think the main problem I had with YouTube before was I was thinking, like, what can I do that people will want to watch?
As opposed to what do you need to make?
Yeah, because, like, you see all these videos online and they're talking about, like, the basic stuff, like the symbolism, the dialogue, but it's like there's so, like, in my course, essentially what I learned is that almost everything is intentional. Like, the smallest detail I've ever noticed, and I have no idea if it's a legit thing, but I would have to hunt down someone who I think is dead, so anyone wants to join me for a seance, I'll let you know. But there's a film that's my favorite film of all time, which I will definitely make a video about, called Heathers. Not the musical. The musical is not very good. If you like the musical, that's fine, but watch the movie, it's better. And there's a character in it called Jason Dean. In the musical, he's like a generic bad boy. In the film, he's a legit psychopath. Like, not like the hyperbolic, oh, you're a psychopath. No, psychopath. And one of the things in that they literally go check by check on serial killer symptoms, essentially. And one of the things is that they kill small animals, and we never see him doing it on screen, and it's never mentioned. But there's a scene that shows his bedroom with a hamster cage in it, and the hamster cage is empty. And they don't say anything. They don't say anything. They don't address it. They don't, like, the camera doesn't even focus on it. It's just behind him on his desk in the background. There's just this empty hamster cage, and maybe there's a hamster in it that I didn't see or something, but I saw that and I was just like, they would have had, like, that can't be an unintentional. That has to be there.
That's
on
amazing.
Purpose.
What a great eye.
It's my superpower. Legit. I can guess plot twists. And stuff by picking up weird random details. Like, oh right. Sorry, my sibling just shouted at me. Like, talking about Mr. Robot, there's a twist that I'm not going to spoil because it's a good twist. I won't spoil it.
They shoot in my neighborhood.
That comes in. I
was just saying they shoot it in my neighborhood. There's a Cinderella project, like, poster that's just, like, on the side of a building in my neighborhood that they've left up.
But, like, so Mr. Robot, essentially, it's a show about hacking, and in the second season there's a massive twist. And I remember my sibling was just like, watch this show, you'll never get it, you'll never get the twist. We sit down, watch the first episode, and one scene popped up, and I paused it, turned to my sister, and I went, does this happen? And they just looked at me and were just like, a season from now, yeah.
Wow. I think I know what the twist might be. I had a similar question, but no, the second season wasn't out. I saw the first episode when it first came out and was like, is this Fight Club? But
let's not say whether it is or it isn't.
Okay, I haven't seen it. No spoilers. No spoilers.
But that's kind of a weird thing that I can do, and it's kind of, I don't know if it's just because I was taught stuff about it. Like, there's a thing that I've noticed. The only people who notice the amount of effort that filmmakers put into their films are other filmmakers.
Right.
Or people who have studied film, or people who are really enthusiastic about film. So, like, the average. Sorry, I'm sounding really.
No, that's all right.
I'm taking up a lot of time, and I apologize.
No, it's all good.
But I'll try and be quick. But essentially, the things that people put in their films are there not because they think people will spot them, but because they think it will be cool if someone did. Like, that's
right.
a thing. Like there's like one thing that I put in that I really I don't think ended up making it into the cut that's currently being worked on my current short film is I am in that film, but I played two people in that film, but you don't see my face, so it's fine. But kind of the thing about what I want to do is so Maya Zolf isn't my real name, big shock. But what I plan on doing, and I'm talking with the editor to do this just because I think it would be funny, is putting down Maya Zolf for one of the characters I play and my real name for one of the other characters that I play.
That's cool.
And no one will understand that. No one will get it, but I'll just think it's funny.
And
like,
somebody
I'll watch
will
the short
get, like,
film.
right, like, that's what's cool is, like, when somebody does get it,
yeah, the day someone sits up and is like, that's a thing. It's just like, yeah.
That's awesome.
It's just kind of, that's how I see it. It's just people putting cool things in because they think they're cool. And that was kind of what I decided to do with my YouTube channel, rather than like following the algorithm. And like, it was like I was putting myself under so much stress thinking about like the algorithm and how like YouTube is changing and the apocalypse.
Right.
Like, oh, you have to have 10-minute videos, oh, or you won't get noticed, or you can't say these words. And I was stressing myself out about that. And I was like,
it's like, don't make it about that. It'll drive you nuts.
I was like, these aren't the videos I want to make. The videos I want to make are stupid videos where I talk about how a hoodie is important.
Yeah.
And if I'm the only person who's interested in them, that's fine. But there might be someone out there who is interested, and that's a lot more fun than finding someone who's interested in something that you didn't think they were interested in, versus finding someone who you know is interested in this thing because you've seen them be interested in it for somebody else's video is so much better.
Right. So awesome.
So yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to say. Sorry, I rambled a bit.
No, I'm so glad that you came on, and everybody in the chat that I can see is like super digging this conversation. So it's been a real pleasure. And I'm just so excited to see what you create. My God. Like,
yeah.
What's
I
next?
have to do it now as well. Anyone who's in the chat that I can't see, I don't know how many people are in the chat. If I don't upload a video, YouTube, Myazolf, my Tumblr is Myazolf as well. My Twitter is also Myazolf. Just Red Puppeteer on Reddit. Just message me and don't stop until I get off my ass and do something.
You got
Just
it.
pester me. I'm giving you all permission to pester. Be as annoying as you want.
I love that. Well, really an honor to catch back up, and I'm just psyched to see what you create.
Yeah, thank you for letting me talk your ear off for 30 minutes. I'm sorry.
Why? I'm so happy about it. And we'll talk again soon. How about this? When you have a video online, you'll come back and we can show it to everybody and talk about it and the sort of the behind the scenes process.
That would be awesome.
Amazing.
I love the Self-Care Sunday fam. They're all really great. Like, I haven't been very active as of late, but I've been there kind of sitting there in the corner like that one relative, and everyone there is amazing. Everyone there is lovely. It's so good to just have like a little bit of the internet that isn't infected by the weird mentality that comes with groups online of just like, it's just people who are nice. It's not like crazy people who turn everything up to 11. It's like, it's just a group of average people doing, like, being normal and being good, and it's just so good to see a community like that.
Yeah. I love that you're saying this, and this dovetails perfectly with Alicia Workman reminding me to do the thing that I was just loading up, which is to talk about community guidelines and wanting to like work with the community to start to crowdsource that. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of this. Can you explain what community guidelines are? Because I'm not sure I can do as good a job as you.
Community guidelines? Do you mean like in general, or is it like a specific?
Yes, in general. I have like a resource that I'm about to load on the screen that people can look at while we talk from GitHub, which is a website that like has open source guides on how to create guidelines for a community. But yeah.
But community guidelines, I'm not a lawyer, so don't quote me, but as far as I can tell, community guidelines are just like basically like suggestions for how you should act. And in some cases, like with YouTube, the community guidelines are enforced quite heavily in places. And it's basically like the 10 commandments of a community. Like, just don't be, like, to quote a famous comedian over here, I don't know if he's famous in America, but to quote a comedian, it's basically just a long list of how not to be a dick. That's the best way I can describe it. It's just like, yeah, you know, don't be horrible, and this is kind of how you can maybe not be horrible.
Right, and I'm just reading here. It's like I love how you said that. It's like so clear. This is why do I need a code of conduct? Well, code of conduct is a document that establishes expectations for behavior for your project's participants. Adopting and enforcing a code of conduct can help create a positive social atmosphere for your community. So basically, this is like as this channel grows and as there are more people, like there was a guy on earlier that like sounded a little bit like trolling.
Yeah.
And like, you know, like that's something that like I have a lot of friends who have bigger channels than I do that deal with that sort of thing. And I just figured it would be better for us to come together now while it's still sort of a tight knit group and
Yeah,
decide how we
that's
want this to grow and what sort of vibe we want to encourage.
yeah.
And yeah, so
Yeah,
that's
because you
that
do get
idea.
that. You do get that with communities. I think it's you're going to get people being like, "Oh my gosh, censorship or whatever," because they don't know what community guidelines means or what censorship means. But like, I think it is genuinely a good idea because you get like the Rick and Morty's, the Steven universes that like start off as fairly average, tight knit communities, and then as they get bigger, um, so if you have virgin ears, cover them because I'm going to swear. There is a quantity of shithead in every fandom, and the more people there are, the more likely you're going to get shitheads. So I think having community guidelines will discourage people from becoming from coming in and kind of because the thing about bad people is they spread. So it's like you get one bad person, then they take someone else off, and then they do something bad in retaliation, and then it spreads, and then before you know it,
And
uh,
I'll say I'm a
yeah.
little less worried about like bad people as I am just like
When I say bad people, I mean like people who are kind of, not great.
well,
Like,
I think it's like there are people who are here for what this is, and there are people who are here for what they want.
yeah,
And to a certain extent, this is the sum total and greater than the sum of its parts of what happens when we come together. And there's an intention that this leave people like more empowered than they came. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And like, so I think my thing is that I want to empower the mods to be able to like feel like they're like working for everyone as opposed to doing what their own thing.
mm,
So what I'm doing right now in a window that nobody can see is creating a Google form that I'll share with everybody to submit like what you guys consider to be like guidelines and values and stuff that you'd be excited to be a part of and excited for the mods to sort of like be led by as far as an intention. Does that make
mm.
sense?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Amazing. What should this question be? Community guidelines idea submission form thing.
.af.
TM. .aftm.
It wouldn't be you if it didn't have .af in there somewhere.
I know, right? Excuse me. So yeah, I'm just gonna make this very quickly, and then I'm gonna probably say goodnight. I know a lot of people have been calling in, and it's incredibly exciting, but it is later than I planned on streaming,
Yeah.
and it's actually like right on time, is what it is, and
Yeah.
yes,
Apologies to those people for
no,
taking
all
up a lot
good.
of time.
No, I expected this call would take longer than your average call, and I appreciated it all. Please share your ideas here. Links and yeah, please share your ideas here. I'm going to require that one, and then email if you'd like to be be reached out to separately, individually. Not required. Hooray. Alright, send.
Woo!
Link. Short link. Copy. I'm going to put this in the description, but also in the chat. Awesome. So that's that. I'm going to bring the camera back to my face. And yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate you helping me with this part of the stream and for just our amazing calls. Really, really fun.
Well, thank you for having me, and thank you for hearing me ramble for so long.
Awesome. I can't wait to hear you ramble on your YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's all rambling, overthinking and rambling.
Overthinking. I love it.
Yeah.
So, it looks like that link's not working. Well, we'll figure it out. I'm going to say goodbye for now, and then say goodbye to everybody separately. But
Okay.
Really great to have you on the show.
It was really great being here, and yeah, so yeah, I'm out of words.
Me too. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
1 second, everybody. Looks like this link is broken. I got the memo that that's one broken link. Collect email addresses. Short. Fascinating. I have no idea why this wouldn't be working. And I don't have another way to do this. So, yeah. That is too bad for us doing that this week. Check back later because I need to leave. And you guys are amazing. And I love how excited everyone is about this. 1 second. Ooh. Maybe this link will work. It's working for me. No, it's not. Why is that so broken? So broken. I did not get a haircut. I did put it back and take a shower. Ooh. This should work. This should work. I don't see why it's not working. Still nothing. Well, sorry, and good night. I love you guys. This has been super fun. I will get a link out. If it has to wait till next weekend, it has to wait till next weekend, but we will get a link out for community guidelines submissions. Until next time, have an amazing rest of your week. Love you. Somewhere here there's a button. Somewhere here there's a button. Somewhere here there's a button.